Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's pretty early in the morning, but I just really wanted to do another one. We're on, this is episode 11, I think? Yeah, episode 11. So, like I said, no, I've been slacking, but I'm trying to get back to doing what I do best and uh, being great with all you guys, and you guys keep requesting it, and I'm going to continue it as long as I can. So, and I'm starting to get some views on YouTube, and you guys like it on Facebook. So I'm going to continue doing it because I like venting to you guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys like my stories. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I do. So we're on question 151. Um, let's see. Question 151. Were you popular in school? If so, what made you popular? I would say I was a popular kid, but I say I did not get really popular in school until my senior year when I transferred from a public school to a private school. At my private school, it was predominantly Asian. And I'd say it was predominantly Asian. There were African American mixed in there, but mostly it was predominantly Asian. And when I came in, I mean, I tower over just about everybody. And this school was K through 12. So, me and my big afro, I have a fun loving personality. I play sports. I can belong to any genre or group of friends, quote unquote cliques. And I just naturally got along with everyone. Like, you really have to go above and beyond to like tee me off to where like I don't want anything to do with you. But in in high school, especially high school, even in college, I consider myself popular. Like in college, people used to call me especially at Mayville, people used to call me Stretch. If you, to anybody who plays video games and anybody who is a fan of NBA Street, there's a character in NBA Street named Stretch Monroe, and he was about 6'3". He had like a goatee, sideburns, and a big afro. And I look just like him, so to a lot of people. So they always call me Stretch. So I would say I was popular in that, and also because I rocked a lot of cool clothes like Jordan stuff and my superhero clothing, and everybody's wondering where'd you get your stuff, where'd you get your shoes, and blah blah blah. So I would say I was a popular guy in high school, but I say my popularity peaked once I hit, I'd say junior year is when people started to like notice me because my face started to clear up finally, hormones and puberty finally gave me a break, and I grew out my hair and starting to get facial hair, stuff like that, and I just felt so much comfortable. So yeah, I would say yes, I was a popular guy in high school, in school in general. Question 152. What risk would you take if you knew you wouldn't fail? Now that's easy. I'd go for the NBA. Easy. I know when you're a little kid, you kind of dream big, and then as you get a little older, you can kind of start to digress a little bit and kind of be a little bit more realistic. I know in the past, especially coaches that I've had, my dad, people who were in my corner, my mom even, who were in my corner, especially when it came to my sports, they would break down the statistic to me. Especially one of my coaches broke down this statistic for me. In the NBA, there are roughly about 500 positions available. Think about it. You're playing ball, you want to go to the NBA, that's great. But how many people out there are working? There's a couple million people out there fighting for that one of those 500 slots. The chances of you getting that position, you have to be upper echelon. Not saying you have no chance, but the statistics behind it are slim, and there's so many things that have to fall in place for you. But if I had to risk, and I knew I wouldn't fail, I would go for the NBA. But that being said, with all the coaches and the people, when my coach said that to me, it made me think a lot about that perspective. And I went to college. I played 2 years of ball, and I loved every second of it. It had its ups and its downs, but at the end of the day, I made great friends, had fun experiences, and I wouldn't take that back for anything. So if I had to risk it all, I'd go for the NBA. Question 153. What was an offer you couldn't refuse? The offer I couldn't refuse was my first year of college. Let's see. When I was in high school, I was a little late getting onto the college scene because I went to a smaller high school and I wanted people to see my talents and see what I could do with it and get into school to get paid. And so, within like maybe a month, maybe even less than that, I got a call from Lake Region, and that was my first college I went to, and they were offering me scholarship money and stuff like that, and they were the cheapest option, plus they were giving me that money, and me, mom, dad, we were all saying, like, I think this is the best thing. So, I would say that was the offer I couldn't refuse. Like, if I had said no to that, I don't know where I'd be without my start at Lake Region. I never would have met so many great people. I never would have been a part of a fun school, a fun college experience. Despite it being a small-time school in Devils Lake, North Dakota, it was so fun. I wouldn't trade that. That was great. Made so many lifelong friends there, and I still talk to this day. And that was just a great time. So, an offer I couldn't refuse, going to Lake Region. Question 154. Do you believe in angels? Yes, I do. I'm a Christian man, and I believe in the angels of God in heaven are protecting me, and all of my, from grandparents to friends that unfortunately have passed over, I carry them with me every day. I feel like they're all channeled through this, and they're just looking down upon me, giving me advice, giving me guidance, giving me strength to go on in life. And if there's any challenges or obstacles in my life, not making it easy for me, but letting me know, hey, it might be a little tough, but I know you're going to get through this. And that's where my belief comes in. Just my friends and my family, the ones that passed over, that are giving me the strength and the wisdom and guidance to go on and keep doing what I do best. So yes, I do believe in angels. Question 155. If you were guaranteed the correct answer to one question, what would you ask? Guaranteed the correct answer to one question, what would I ask? Do I have any? I might have a couple. Let's see. I know this is like a debatable topic and whatever. This might just be my own curiosity. But who killed Tupac? Who killed Biggie? A definitive answer. Not like it might have been this guy. No, like a definitive answer. I would love to know that. And did OJ do it? I'm just kidding. Okay. I really can't think of anything else besides those three. But guaranteed correct answer. I would also love to ask one of my favorite comedians, Dave Chappelle, some questions about like his ideas from his skits and all the funny things that he created on the Chappelle Show and his stand-ups. Like, he's just a comedy genius, and he's like my favorite comedian of all time. So I don't know what questions I would ask, especially if I only had one, but I'd think of something on the spot. Question 156. Would you rather lose all of your old memories or never be able to make new ones? I would say I would rather... That's hard. That's tough. I think I would rather never be able to make new memories, because a lot of my old memories of the friends and family that I met along the way, great people, great experiences, and those stepping stones and those building foundations that made me who I am today. I would not want to lose that and start over. I don't think I could do that. So if I had to sacrifice one thing, it would be making new memories, because that's hard for me to do. I can't see myself forgetting everything in my old memories and just saying, oh, well, I got to start over and be a new guy, you know? So I think that would be the answer to that question for me. Question 157, have you ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and if so, where? Luckily, I don't think I really had an experience where, like, I'm in trouble, I'm in a foreign place, get me out of here. I have never really been in that situation, mainly because I never put myself in those situations, even in college, high school, whatever. Well, there was a story that could have been for me. And I'm not saying it would have happened to me. I'm not saying it will never happen to me, but this is the situation. The closest thing, I want to say my sophomore year in high school. I went to Osseo Senior High, and I went to a homecoming football game. And I went to this homecoming football game, and long story short, I broke curfew. I was supposed to be home at like 10:30. I ended up strolling in the house around like 11:15. My parents were teed off. My dad was teed off. And he was giving me a long-winded speech about, you know, be on time or the door's going to get locked and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm kind of like, you know what, Dad, I'm safe. I made it home, blah, blah, blah. I'm good. Cool your jets. I'm fine. And then a couple days later, if not, I'm not mistaken, but a couple days later, we got news of there was a hate crime that happened around our place, around our block. Apparently, I lived right across the street from a foster house, and there was one young man in there, and he was a person who was a little mentally slow. He was about a little younger than me. I would say he was like an 8th grader, and he was strolling around one night, and around the same area I was running home from at night, and apparently a car pulled up, and a bunch of guys. He was a black kid, and he was strolling around at night by himself, and a car pulled up to him. He looked lonely, and this car pulled up, and I want to say, 3 or 4 white guys came out, and they harassed him, and they stripped him naked, and they had a gun to his head. Like, it was insane. And he went home just terrified. Obviously, I would. Stripped him clean, made threats to him, beat him up a little bit. Didn't kill him, thank goodness. But that happened. And I woke up, and right across the street, remember this foster home, I see news cameras, everything outside. And it was crazy because my dad worked at this news station, WCCO. And me and my dad looked at like, what are they doing here? And we go over, and my dad, he knew some of the people that were working that were interviewing. And they were breaking it down to us saying, well, there was a hate crime that happened in this area, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, crap, that could have been me. Because that happened either the same night or a couple nights later. It was just a matter of circumstance that it unfortunately had to happen to him to put that in my head. And to this day, I sometimes think about if that would have been me, or if that would have been one of my friends. And my other friends who are a lot more aggressive, their life could have ended that night, you know? And so I've never, to my recollection, I've never been at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that one right there was my reality call. Like, okay, I see what you're talking about with curfew and things of that nature. And ever since then, I have been diligent about that. As long as I was under the roof of my parents from that point on, being a young man, I never overstepped that boundary again. Because I'm like, that's not going to happen to me. You know? Like I said, unfortunately, it had to happen to him for that to get through my head. But the message was clearly sent, and I am blessed and thankful that that did not happen to me. Question 158. On the lighter side, have you ever been whistled at in public? I've never been whistled at, but I've been somewhat catcalled in a sense. I was at the mall, and you know, I'm a nice looking guy, I'm not gonna lie. And I'll be walking by myself or whatever, and occasionally I'll get a girl that looks at me and says what's up. But other than that, I've never been whistled at in public before. Seriously. But I've acknowledged that, not to toot my own horn here, but I'd say I'm a nice looking guy, you know, so I'm getting more used to the looks now. I've been more paying attention to it, so yeah. So have I ever been whistled at? No, but I have been somewhat catcalled, in a sense. Question 159. What is something totally relatable to you? I'm gonna have to say, I think college students and student athletes. I understand. I relate to you guys. I understand how much stress it is. I understand the time, the dedication, the sleepless nights, the pulling all-nighters, the caffeine binges to get your stuff done. I get it. I totally sympathize with you and I relate to you. But to all my college students out there, even my high school people out there, be diligent, do your best, keep doing your work. For student athletes out there, I know it's crazy juggling athletics and school, but you know what? Once you get a handle on things, it becomes so much more easier and so much more better. And if you don't be a procrastinator and get your stuff done as soon as you can, to the best of your ability, and make sure it's right the first time, because there's nothing worse than being at a party or a fun function and in the back of your head, you got this paper to do. You got these 3 assignments you got to turn in. While you're turning up at a party, you're just like, oh, shoot, I got to go home and knock this out before tomorrow morning. You know, it's a crappy feeling, but when you're partying or whatever, and you're doing your thing, and in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I got that done, I got this done, I got that done. Oh, I got nothing to worry about, so let's keep going. You know, so I totally relate to you guys. So stay strong, stay diligent, keep doing what you do. You guys are the future, man. So make the most of it. Question 160. What's the best pickup line you've ever heard? Okay. Story time. This might be a little bit raunchy. Maybe. So I'll try to keep it PG-13. In college, I'm not going to name names. I'm going to keep that confidential, but I'm just going to tell you what happened. In college, we went to a house party, and by we, it was me and a friend of mine. This friend of mine, she is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh my goodness. But the trick is, the kick in the can is she's lesbian. So I tried to get at her, and I got shot down hard. I'm like, dang. And we went to a party together, and we were just cool. We were just kicking it, you know. Once again, she's gorgeous, and I'm looking okay. Compared to her, I'm like, I look like a swamp monster, you know. But we're at a party. There was a girl at the party that was very attractive as well. And I nudge her. I'm like, hey, look at her. And she's like, oh, dang. She's like, oh, dang, okay. She's checking her out like me. And we made not a bet, but we said she said I can get her before you can. I'm like, BS. Like, whatever. Yeah, how do you even know she swings that way? You know? She's like, oh, I have a way to tell. I have my ways. I'm like, shoot. Okay, so we actually went over there, made ourselves friendly, and talked to her. And the night's going on, and, you know, I'm spinning my game. She's spinning hers. And she had a line that was the ace in the hole. I couldn't top that. And even after hearing it to this day, I'm like, wow. And it worked. So she got into the topic. We both even got into the topic. Like, you know, are you seeing somebody? You got a boyfriend or whatever? She's like, you know, no, I'm single right now. And I'm in college, so I'm just doing my thing, you know. And she says, well, like, have you had a girlfriend before? And she's like, no, I'm straight. I'm straight. I've only had boyfriends, and you know, I'm just biding my time, finding the right person, and I'm just trying to get through school. Right answer. Okay, you're just trying to do things for yourself. I get it. Miss Independent. All right. Well, she hits my friend. She hits her with this. Oh my goodness. So she's like, so she's asked her again, are you sure you're straight? She's like, she looks at her like, yeah. She was kind of like stammering a little bit, like she was nervous about it. And once again, she asks, so are you sure you're straight? She's like, yeah. And I can't. She leans to her and says, so is spaghetti until it gets hot and wet. And what am I supposed to do about that? Like, I'm like, what? To this day, when that party ended, wouldn't you believe that girl went home with my friend? To her door. To this day, she won't tell me what happened. I asked her the next day, or whenever I saw her next, I said, hey, what happened last night? Where did you took homegirl home? What happened? All she will leave it as stuff. I'm like, I'm like, dang, I got outplayed. I got to sit there and eat that humble pie. I got played. She played a card I couldn't counter. And that happened. So I'm asked out. Sorry for cursing, but I'm done. But yeah, that is the best pickup line I've ever heard in public. Ever. And it worked. Question 161. Would you ever steal to provide for your family? It all depends on the situation. In my current position right now, no. I have 2 jobs. I love them. I am financially stable. I can do this on my own. But if I were homeless and my family needs to eat, I got to do something. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but I got to feed my kids, feed my family, you know, whatever I got to do. Obviously, that's the direct, final, last resort, but I got to do what I got to do. But, so, would I ever steal to provide for my family? Situationally, yes. If to make my family comfortable. But in my position right now, if I had a family, no, because I love my jobs and I'm doing my thing. Question 162. In your opinion, who do you consider a visionary? One person I consider a visionary in this day is Akon. Akon was a rapper back in like the early 2000s. And nowadays, he does some rapping, but he doesn't do as much anymore. As a matter of fact, he is helping a lot of poor African nations in Africa to get them. He's pretty much trying to turn Africa into Wakanda almost. Like, this guy is putting millions and millions of dollars in projects and making sure African families are fed. And stuff like that, and technology advances. I'm like, wow. And it's, to my knowledge, it's working. And that takes a lot of time, effort, patience, money, and courage to just do that for a group of people, or just people in general. And I consider that so visionary. He's seeing for future tense what these nations could be, and how they can prosper in the future. So I'm like, wow, kudos to Akon and what he has supported and what he has donated and given to those people, because that's crazy. Much power, much love, much respect. Question 163. If you could live forever, would you want to? No. I could not live to see my family, kids, friends pass away as I stay this same age. I couldn't do that. Seeing everybody get old and I'm not getting old with them, and seeing them just wither and go away, I can't do that. That would be too much on my heart. So I would never want to live forever. As ideal as that would sound, I think it would get very lonely after a while, after you see your loved ones pass away and you have to move on from that. And I don't think I could wear that burden and that heavy heart with that. Question 164. What or who are you a champion for? I would say I'm a champion for those young people out there that look to me as an example. The kids I work with, family, friends back at home that view me as a big brother. I think of myself as just being a positive role model to those people and having them go forward. If Chris could do it, so can I. And also offering advice and life advice whenever I can if they need assistance or help. School advice, everything in between. I'm always there. To anybody who's my friend, will know that I'm with you until the wheels fall off, As long as you don't screw me over. But anyway, I would say that would be who I am a champion for. And the last question is question 165. What is your favorite store at the mall? I have several. Hot Topic, Spencer's, Foot Locker, Champs, and Nike Warehouse outlet malls. Nike Warehouse outlet. And pretty much my whole wardrobe is from one of those 5 I just listed. Matter of fact, I used to have people saying, like, Chris, where do you get all your Jordan stuff at and your cool shoes and stuff like that? I'd say maybe 60 to 70% of that from an outlet mall, from that Nike outlet mall in Albertville. To all my friends in Minnesota, you know where the Albertville Mall is. If you want to know, go to that Albertville Nike outlet mall. You will find great things there that are cheap, but still look great. And you can find the same stuff at Mall of America, except that you're not going to be paying $50 for a shirt. At that outlet mall, you can find that same shirt for $25, $20, So why not go there? But yeah, those would be my 5 favorite places at the mall. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll try to have more whenever I can, whatever fits my schedule. So thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll upload it to YouTube. I'm trying to get my video game stuff started still, so we will see. Until then, I will see you on the next video for part 12, I think. Wow, we're making progress here. So anyway, have a good day. Peace.